and welcome back to another Friday Yoga Flow. Thank you so much for showing up to this yoga session. Today, as you read in the title, this is going to be a foot-free yoga flow. This is going to be a great thing that you can do if you're ever dealing with feet or ankle injuries. This is inspired by my own foot injury because I'm dealing with really bad blisters on the bottom of my feet right now that I got from running on hot pavement. And so inspired by that, I'm bringing you a yoga session that you can do if you are ever experiencing a foot injury, ankle injury. We are still going to work the body in this. We're still going to find movement with the breath, and we're potentially even going to break a sweat. We're going to start slow and get into a little bit of vinyasa. And I think that it's going to be a really great thing for you, whether or not you're dealing with an injury. You're still going to enjoy this practice. So without further ado, put on something comfortable, make sure you have a soft surface to work on, and let's begin. We're going to start this yoga session on the back, so you can go ahead and come down to the back, lie down, bend the knees, set the soles of the feet on the ground. We'll start with stretching the chest and strengthening the upper back. On an inhale, you're going to send the arms out to a T position. Really stretch through the wingspan so you get this nice expansion across your chest. And then as you exhale, start to reach the hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to cross the right arm over the left arm and start to reach towards the shoulder blades, kind of like you're giving yourself a hug here. You're going to compress the chest, so give yourself a gentle pull or a gentle squeeze in towards your own body, and a little bit of expansion across the upper back. So there's a broadening across the shoulder blades on the back side of the body. Good. And then the next time you inhale, reach the arms back up, back open, backs of the hands down on the ground. We'll stay there for a breath cycle. As you inhale, expand the wingspan. And then as you exhale this time, left arm is going to reach up and over, and you'll go back into that hug. So as you take the shoulder blades with the fingers, you're going to gently squeeze the chest, engage the pectoral muscles, and broaden across the upper back. Find some length across the upper back between the shoulder blades. And on your inhale, reach the arms open, extend through the wingspan. Good. Now this time we're going to draw the knees up towards the ceiling, or draw the shins up towards the ceiling, interlace the hands behind the head, and with an exhale, lift the head and the shoulders up off the floor. Feel a sense of engagement at the center, at your navel, drawing down towards the spine. Keep the low back flat on the ground, and then the next time you inhale, reach the feet out to hover, heels over the ground, and as you exhale, pull the knees in towards the chest, touch the elbows to the tops of the knees. Inhale, extend back out, broaden the elbows as you send the feet forward, and then as you exhale, bring the knees in, tap elbows to the tops of the knees. Inhale again, extend out, and then exhale, tap, knees, elbows. Last three, as you inhale, extend, working the core, low back stays on the floor. As you exhale, pull it in, knees, tap, elbows. Inhale. Good, and exhale, mindful movement with the breath. Last time, inhale, expand the belly, extend the body, and exhale, tap, knees and elbows touch. Good. Release the feet down to the ground, take the hands down by the sides. This time as you inhale, push the balls of the feet and heels down, lift the hips up, and you might even start to crawl the shoulder blades together beneath you, interlace the fingers, and press the pinky side of the hands down. Now gently engage the glutes, drawing the glutes towards each other, hips towards the ceiling, almost like there's a pulling in to rise up. Pull in, rise. Push the pinky side of the hands down. See if you can rebound the pubic bone a little bit higher. Take a breath in. Good. Stay with the exhale. Strengthening the legs. Inhale. Stay with the exhale. Good. Last one, big inhale. Stay with the exhale. And this time as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Slowly start to roll your spine to the ground. So it's almost like you're zippering your spine to the mat at a slow, steady pace. Good. And then hug the knees into the chest. We're going to draw the nose up towards the knees. Come into a cannonball shape. Grab the backs of the thighs, begin to start to rock forward and back on your spine. You're going to rock shoulders to tailbone a few times, shoulders to tailbone. You might catch some momentum with this, or you might keep it nice and slow. Go at your own rhythm, but keep the inhales and exhales going as you do. Breath stays steady. Breath stays deep. Good. And then the next time you rock up to a seat, land the soles of the feet down on the floor. Loop the shoulders back so you have this nice broadening across the chest, the shoulders, and we're gonna lift the shins up parallel to the ceiling. If you can't get them all the way up, that's okay, but aim to get shins parallel with the ceiling. Holding here. As you take the next inhale, roll the shoulders back more. See if you can accentuate the lift up through the spine. Keep that lift. And if you can keep it and release the hands, reach the arms up overhead for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the feet, hands back behind you. As you inhale, lift the hips, lift the chin towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the hips back down to the ground. And we'll take a second round of both. As you inhale, lift the hips, or lift the knees, lift the shins, lift the arms. As you exhale, right away, lower the hands, lower the feet, and inhale, rise. Hips and arms lift, hips and chin lift. Getting body parts confused. As you exhale, lower the hips, lift the shins, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the feet, palms down. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the chin. Exhale, lower the feet, hips. We're just gonna keep messing it up. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift the shins. Last 3, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Try to land with the breath, inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down, use the whole breath to arrive. You got it, inhale up. And exhale down. Nice lift, guys. When you lower the hips this time, walk the heels in towards the glute muscles. Wrap the arms around the shins, curl into a tight little ball. And then inhale, sit up tall through the spine. Go ahead and lift up through the crown of the head now. Good. Pulling the thighs in towards the abdomen. Compress the abdomen and thighs. Slowly start to extend the legs straight out in front of you. And once you get the feet forward, inhale to reach the arms up, forward fold. As you exhale, bend from the hips, grab a hold of the feet. And then on your inhale, straighten the elbows, lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and bow deeper in towards the legs. This is gonna be great for hamstring flexibility. As you inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and bow forward. Keep the breath moving, focus on the breath, inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Draw the soles of the feet together. You're gonna send the weight to the sits bone, bring the soles of the feet to touch. As you loop the hands or cup the hands around the front of the ankle, we're gonna take a seated cat calibration with an inhale, loop the shoulders back, lift the chin and the chest. Now as you exhale, keep pulling on your shins and ankles, round the spine as you tuck the chin in towards the collar. And again, big inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, spread the ribs, and as you exhale, curl in, spread the back body. Think of lengthening between the vertebrae column. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then exhale, round the spine, curl in. Good. This time back up to a neutral spine. We're gonna sit in a cross-legged position. So coming to a seat, grab a hold of the kneecaps. This one's gonna be really great for digestion, really great for the spine. We'll move in a circle. These are our Sufi grinds. With an inhale, you're gonna bring the chest over the left knee, slide it forward to the right knee, and then as you exhale, round the spine. Keep that going. With your inhale, slide the chest forward and around. And as you exhale, round the spine, curl in. Again, inhale, forward. And exhale back. Now find a pace in this direction with your own breathing pattern. Moving in a way that feels comfortable for you, but also in a way that brings some opening to different parts of the body that might be tight. And now reverse those circles, bringing the weight over the right knee, over to the left knee. and then round and go back. Again, inhale, loop forward and around. And exhale, round and go back. Keep it going. Good. The next time you come up to a seated position, we're gonna pause there for a moment. Take a moment here in this seated meditation posture to set an intention for your practice. So it might be a way that you want to feel, it might be an attitude that you want to carry into your practice, it could be a specific goal that you're working towards off of the mat that you want to devote this energy towards, creating momentum and heat in the direction of your desires, in the direction of your goals, in the direction of what you will accomplish. Good. And then rub the palms together. Rub, 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 rub. Push the palms together at the center of the heart, thumb knuckle into the chest. Take one big inhale to sit tall through the spine. And then exhale to bow the chin in towards the chest. Consider your intention already so, whether it's an attitude or a goal. Imagine that it has already happened, it is already occurring for you. And then we'll rise back up. We're gonna move to a tabletop position, so covering the hands and knees. When you get there, move into a regular cat-cow position. This is gonna be really nice to warm up the spine even more as you inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. And then as you exhale, press away from the floor and round the spine. Keep it up big, inhale, arch the back, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. Again, big inhale, arch the back, lift the chin. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back. Good. On your inhale, arch. And on your exhale, round. Begin to move in a sideways flexion now so that you make a C curve in the spine, head over towards the left hip. Now bring it back through neutral, and we'll stretch the left ribs. So right hip bumps to the right, crown of the head towards that right hip. Inhale to center, and now moving at your breath pace, exhale to curl, inhale to straighten, exhale to curl. Your inhale, you straighten. Keep it going with your breath pace. Nice. And then from here, we'll come back to a neutral spine and start a barrel rolling of the chest. So you're gonna bring yourself into kind of like a sideways or a seated position that we were just in, and then round the back through cat, and then C to the opposite side so that you can curl into a cow pose. Keep it going in this direction, so it's almost like a jump rope with the spine. Start to feel into any tight places in the shoulders, the neck, the hips. Good, and then reverse those circles. And then when you get back to neutral this next time, you're gonna pause there in a tabletop position, opening up the shoulders and the chest. Move the right hand to the center of the mat. Reach the left hand up high, inhale. And then as you exhale, thread the left arm underneath the bridge of the right arm, coming into a shoulder and upper back stretch. Right arm is gonna slide to the top edge of your mat, and you can either keep it there, or if you want the balance challenge, you're gonna slide the right toes back. Perhaps lift the right foot off the floor and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. It is a tricky balance, so if you fell, you're not alone. Someone else watching this fell too. Bring the left hand back down by the face, right hand down by the face. And one more time, we're gonna lift the left arm. So reach it up high, inhale. Good, and then set that same hand down. We'll trade sides, inhale, lift the right arm up high. And as you exhale, thread it under. So right arm is gonna reach under the bridge of the left arm, right cheek to the floor, left hand slides to the top edge of the mat. Now you can keep that, or if you want the added challenge, send the left toes back. Perhaps lift the left heel and hold for 4, 3, you got it, strong core, 2, 1, release it down. Left hand by the face, right arm is gonna go back up. So inhale, stretch it to the ceiling. Good, and then exhale, release it down. Now we're gonna go into our puppy pose, so you can walk the knees back just a little bit. See that your hips stay stacked over the knees as you go. You're gonna move your hands forward, walk them out as far forward as you can, and then when you get them there and you see hips are still over the knees, you're gonna drop your forehead down to the ground. If you're very flexible, you'll bring the chin to the floor instead. So that quickly escalates the posture, but if you need that extra opening, do take the chin to the floor. If it's not available for you, no worries. Keep the forehead down on the ground. Take an inhale, feel the belly and the ribs expand. And as you exhale, melt your chest towards the floor. One more like it. Big inhale. And easy exhale. Good. Start to walk your hands back towards a tabletop position. Knees might walk forward just a touch here. We're gonna go back into a cat pose. So we just stretched the chest a lot. Now we're gonna compress the chest and belly as we stretch the back body, which had compression before. So our pairs of opposites. Go back to a neutral spine, and now going into a bird dog, you're gonna reach the left leg back, right arm forward, hold there, inhale. And then as you exhale, tap right elbow, left knee. As you inhale, moving with your breath, extend, reach. And as you exhale, touch elbow and knee. Good, again, big inhale, reach, stretch. And exhale, curl it in, building some heat in the body. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Last one. Inhale, reach. And exhale, crunch. We will end in extension, so go ahead and reach back out to that starting position. I know, building some heat, building some strength. Release the right hand down. Now you're gonna take the left leg out to the side, and you're gonna use it as a little kickstand. So I'm gonna turn to face you, but stay as you are. You're gonna have that left leg out to the side. Start to walk the hands back towards your hips so you can come to a kneeling position. And then once you get that, we're gonna go into a gate flow here. Release the arms to a T. Slide the left hand down the left leg and reach the right arm up. So you get this big stretch all the way from your right knee through the thigh, ribs, arm, fingers, inhale. And then slow cartwheel into a half moon on the knee. Right hand is gonna land, left toes flex. Lift that pinky toe, edge side of the foot up high so you have this nice strengthening action in the abductor of your left hip. You're lifting here, pulling the leg away from the center line of the body, or slightly above it. Inhale again, expand in all directions. Stay big, but as you exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine or in towards the backbone. Good, one more like that, inhale. Exhale, now you're either gonna keep that shape or you're gonna make it a back bend by bending the left knee and grabbing the outside of the ankle. If you're not moving into a back bend, stay in that half moon shape. I really encourage you. I know it will be a challenge, but hold that half moon shape, build the strength, build the stamina. If you're in the back bend, kick the foot into the hand, arch back. Think of a floor bow, take an inhale. Push with the exhale. Good, and then inhale, release it to half moon where we all meet, hold. Nice work, you guys. And then slowly lower that left foot to the ground, rise back up to your gate. This time grabbing left hand, right wrist, pull up, and then to the side. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna cartwheel back into that tabletop position. So you're gonna move the knees down underneath the hips, hands down underneath the shoulders. Good. From there, push away from the floor. Tuck the toes under. As long as it's okay on your feet, you're gonna lift the knees to hover for 5, 4, draw the core in for 3, 2, 1, release. Knees down to the ground, nice. Send the right toes back this time. Left arm forward and hold. Starting to work the core in those bird dog crunches. Inhale, send out through the limbs. And then exhale, pull in, compress. Actually tap knee and elbow and put a little pressure between them. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pressure between the knee and the elbow. Inhale, extend. And exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Good. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. And we end on that extension. So send out, left arm, right leg. Now I'm gonna turn, but you stay the same. Keep the hands down on the ground, both hands down, but send your right leg out to the side, lower the foot, and rise up to your kneeling position. When you get there, send the arms out to a T. Start to slide right hand down the right leg, left arm up overhead. Big inhale to really accentuate the expansion of that left rib cage, the stretch of the arm. And then exhale to cartwheel, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Flex your right toes, lift that pinky toe edge side of the foot, and we're here together for several breaths. So I know that we know where we're headed, but even if you are taking the back bend, patience in your half moon supported. You're working that abductor strength. You're working the core strength. You can think of drawing the pubic bone towards the navel towards the spine, and spine or navel towards the crown of the head. Now if you took the back bend, bend the right knee. If you didn't, hold it. Grab right hand outside of that ankle, start to push top of the foot into the palm. Arch back like a bow. Inhale. Good. Stay with the exhale. Maybe go a little bit deeper into the pushing of right foot into the hand. Now we'll all meet in the half moon. Inhale, back to extension. As you exhale, set the right foot down, rise up, kneeling, grab the left wrist, pull it up and over, inhale. And then we'll cartwheel down into that tabletop position. So when you get there, tabletop position, round the spine, go back into your cat pose. Inhale, arch the back, lift the chest and chin. And then exhale back to a neutral spine, long spine. We're going back into that hovering tabletop, so as long as it's okay on your feet, tuck the toes under, lift the knees to hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. We're gonna go back into that. We're gonna do a little bit of work that will help us prep for a crow pose. So coming into that tabletop position, see that the shoulders are right over the wrists, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and this time you're gonna tap right knee, right elbow. Staying kind of in a tabletop, but hovering. Send it back to that hovering table. Now left knee taps, left elbow. Good, you got it, send it back. This time right knee taps, left elbow. And send it back. And as you exhale, left knee taps, right elbow. Good. This time you're gonna bring the right knee into the nose, touch, send it back. Last time, left knee taps the nose. Send it back and hold for 4, 3, 2, sweet release of the knees on the 1, lower and arch the back, inhale. Good work, you guys. Exhale, round the spine. Now just a moment here in child's pose. You're gonna separate the knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch behind you. Sit the hips back on the heels as you crawl the arms forward. So it's almost like you have this pulling back of the hips. You can imagine if you had thumbs in the hips, pulling back, and then a reaching forward of the arms. Lots of length in the side ribs, in the spine. Let the forehead be heavy on the floor or a block or a blanket. Let the chest melt towards the ground. Good, and now as you push into the palms, we're gonna rise back up to a table position. Walk the knees in underneath the hip points. From here, you're gonna take the index finger and thumb together, index fingers and thumbs. You'll have a little triangle between your hands, so look at that triangle, and then you're gonna step. This might be a little bit tricky for some of us, but we're all gonna get it. You're gonna step left foot outside of the left hand, right foot outside of the right hand, and sink the hips deep for your Malasana Squat. Elbows to elbows to the insides of the thighs, thumb knuckles to the center of the chest. Use that pressure of thumb knuckles on chest to lift the chest higher. Hold it and breathe, inhale. Good, if you're already familiar with crow, hop into it. If you're staying with me, interlace the fingers, pointer finger stays extended and goes out, and we'll hold for 5. Breathe deep for 4, maybe you lift it up for 3, 2, 1, and release. Hands to the ground. If it's not okay to stand on your feet to forward fold, skip this one, but if it's okay to stand up, you're gonna place the feet right under the hips, parallel to each other, and hang over the legs. Grab opposite elbows, torso sway, side to side. Nice. For this next portion, last thing that we're gonna do, it might be nice to have a block. So if you have a yoga block that you can work with, grab it. If not, you'll be able to work without it, but I'm gonna show you an option for crow pose that could be really useful if you're a beginner. Release the hands down. Bend the knees and slowly start to sink the hips back down towards the heels. Good. For just a moment, release the hips down to the floor. You can cross the legs or send the legs out in front of you. My blocks have magically appeared. So bring the fingers together, interlace the hands, and start to draw big figure eights with the knuckles. So you're getting a wrist stretch, a wrist release, and this will be brain work for you. You're gonna reverse those figure eights, go opposite direction. Good. And then take your left hand, put a band of pressure around the right wrist. This is good if you do handstands too or different arm balances. Make a fist with the right hand and start to roll that wrist in circles, that fist in circles. This is also really good to do if you type a lot during the day. It can bring a lot of relief to the wrists. Reverse your circles. And then switch sides. Right hand wraps a band of pressure around the left wrist. Make big, slow circles. Good, and then reverse those circles. And then shake it out. Nice. Now we're gonna work a little bit on crow as our last hurrah. You're gonna take, if you have 2 blocks, we'll use both, but if you have 1 or you have 0, then we'll work with what we've got. So you're gonna take one of your blocks and it's going to be about the center of your mat. If you happen to have a second block, it's really unnecessary, but it's more of like a safety landing, so it's a little crash pad if you decide that you might tip forward. It can be a little bit comforting to have there. This block is primary. It's the primary block that we're working with, so if you have 1, that's the one you're gonna use. You're gonna step up onto your block, and then from here, you're gonna place your hands a little bit behind that second block and lift the knees up to the hips. Or lift the knees up to the triceps. Lift the knees up towards the triceps, hips will rise too. And then you can play around with taking a little bit of a lift off of that block. If you're familiar with crow pose, go right into it, but if you're new to crow pose, this is gonna be our work for today, is lifting a toe, setting it down. Lifting set of toes, setting it down. Good. And maybe you start to get bold and you take a little skip with both. Maybe if you're feeling really bold or you've been practicing it for a while, both feet leave the block for a while and you hold for 5, 4, you take little hops for 3, 2, 1. Good, slowly release the toes down to the floor. And then we'll take a seat on that block. Oh, good. So when you get down onto your block, I gotta be careful with my feet. When you get down onto your block, we're gonna take a moment here to stretch the legs out. That second block is no longer necessary at all. So sit up on your block, extend the legs forward. This is gonna give you a little bit of elevation in your hips for a forward fold. So it'll feel a little bit different. It might target a different area of your own hamstrings or your low back. With your inhale, reach the arms up. And then with your exhale, hinge forward and grab the balls of the feet. Similarly as we did in the beginning, with your inhale, stretch the spine forward, lift up. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and bow in deep. 2 more, inhale, stretch, strengthen, lengthen. And then exhale, bend, bow, drop in. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And we will start to release out of that fold. If you happen to have a block, or since most of us are going to be working at home, if you have even a rolled up blanket, could work really nicely for this. We're going to end in a restorative position that will be really nice to open up the chest and should feel really good for the shoulders, really good for even the upper back and the chest here. So you're going to take, if you have it, you're going to take 1 block about where your shoulder blades would be, or where a bra strap would be if you have one and you know where that would be. Another way to think of it is like the nipple line, only on the back side of the body is where you want your block or your blanket. So go ahead and take it to that position. And then once you get it in place, I like to start with bent knees here. But you're gonna bend the knees, drape yourself over that block, and then spread the arms to a T. You'll feel this expansion across the chest. You might decide that here is a good place to keep the knees bent, in which case stay. If you feel compelled to slide the legs out long, lengthen the legs out like a shavasana or a supported fish. Good. We're going to focus on the breath as we hold this restorative position now, letting go of any control over the breath, but focusing on the inhales and exhales. So no need to manipulate how the breath is moving, but observe how it is moving. Chest openers are known for bringing up emotions, so if you do feel that, you don't have to force emotions to come, but if you do feel that, know that this is a safe space for you. The space around you, this time that you've given yourself, is a safe space to feel that. So if anything comes up for you, know that you are held, you are supported, you are in a space of love. Letting go of any tension in the neck, any tension in the throat. Release the jaw. Relax the skin of the chest. Good. And then if you would like to stay here for Shavasana, you can remain for a few more breaths. If you would like to take a more traditional Shavasana, remove the block very gently and lower the back all the way down to the floor. We're going to hold here for 5 total breaths, beginning now. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale completely. If you have the block, only if you have the block, prop yourself up on your elbows. We're all going to meet our friends on the back for a moment. Remove the block, and then everybody's going to be lying down on the floor. You can have the knees straight or bent here. Place one palm on the belly, one palm on the chest. Start to feel your breath expand into the palms. And feel your breath descend towards the floor. Good. And then if they're not already, do bend the knees. Everybody will bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins. Start to rock side to side on your back so you get this nice gentle massage again across the low back, back of the hips. Good, and then bring yourself back to center for a gentle hip stretch. We'll interlace the hands in front of the left shin, pull the left knee into the chest so you feel this compression in your left hip. Good, and then taking that hip stretch into a twist, bring the left knee across the body, left arm out to the side, finding your gentle spinal rotation. If it feels good to look over the left shoulder, turn your face in that direction. Beautiful, and bring it back to center to trade. This time, sliding the left leg out long, we'll draw the right knee in for a hug. Pull it in tight towards the chest. And then take that hip stretch into a twist, drawing right knee across the body over to the left, right arm out to the side. If it feels good to look over the right hand, turn the face. And then come back to center. This time both knees will come into the chest. We're going to roll onto the left side of the body, coming into a fetal position for a moment. And as you rest here in this fetal position, notice the subtleties of your own body. You'll feel the breath. You might feel the heartbeat. Stay very in tune with the rhythms of your body as you start to rise up to a seated position, staying very intimate with your own being. And as you get up into that seated position, we'll take an inhale to reach the arms up overhead. And exhale to bring the thumbs down to heart center. You might decide here to continue on, and I've linked a meditation video right up here, so you might check that out if you're looking for a little bit more. But if it's time for you to move on with your day, I either way wish you so much joy and luck in the rest of your day, and I am grateful to have had this time to practice with you and others. Thank you so much for showing up. Namaste. I do share these videos every Friday, yoga flows, and I also bring you meditations every Monday and workouts on Wednesdays. So if you did like this video and you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you can get those videos weekly. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when they release. And also give this video the thumbs up, because that helps it in the YouTube algorithm to get out to other people who might also really appreciate it and enjoy it. So make sure that if you are liking what you receive here, you support the channel and help me get it out to more people. I look forward to seeing you again next Monday for meditation.